How important is it to change your engine oil? We all know it's important, but how important really? This blew me away. One of my service centres actually drained some oil out of vehicles which were overdue for servicing, so they could see what it was like, put it in little jars and demonstrate it to customers. Even I didn't realise how bad oil got. We'll have a look at this. First I'll show you new oil. This is new engine oil, runs well off the jar. You can see it's clean, obviously lubricating very well, just nice even coverage. The jar runs back quite liquid, very nice. At 10,000 kilometres, this oil was changed. Now you can see it's gone pretty dark. Now new oil goes dark pretty much as soon as you put it in the engine, but this has got quite black. You can see when I squish it around the jar, it coats the jar, but it runs off pretty well. You'll start to see that now clear. So this is still lubricating okay. 10,000 kilometres this was changed in a VY Commodore, which is not bad, but not long after this, it's going to lose its lubricating properties and the engine won't be looked after. Now the next one, 20,000 kilometres. Overdue, way overdue in my mind. 10,000 kilometres should be the maximum between oil changes in Tasmania because we do repeated short trips and the oil contaminates with moisture and fuel. So it loses its lubricating properties quite quickly. This is 20,000 kilometres in an oil change, so the jar's a little bit dirty because I've been swishing it around, but if I give it a good swish, you'll see that it coats the jar. Takes quite some time. It's still liquid, but it will run off eventually. That oil's not doing anything for the engine. It's not lubricating the engine. Well, it is, a little bit, you know. I mean, it's got a bit of lubrication properties in it, but the engine's being damaged every time that person goes out, starts your engine and drives. It's getting more and more damage done to it. So that's 20,000 kilometres. Now, this blew me away. Unfortunately, I shook it to see if I could get it to move. It was almost solid on the bottom of this bottle. Problem was, I shook it about 20 minutes ago and it still hasn't cleared off the side of the jar. I was waiting for it to clear so I could turn it upside down and demonstrate how solid this is. So this oil's been in the engine for 40,000 kilometres. The only way I can really demonstrate this now is to take the lid off and show you how thick it is. Upside down, eventually it comes out. It's like tar, it's got big thick globs in it. You can see a lump just come out there now. That is absolutely shocking. That's where it's solidified and just stuck on the bottom of the bottle. That engine was out of a Hyundai Santa Fe. Amazingly, it's still running. We changed the engine oil on it, but it won't last much longer. That is ridiculous. That person, for a few $100s, they could have saved their engine, but in this case, they've decided not to. One last thing I'd like to show you, an oil filter. This is out of a Commodore V6. It's a little hard to see there because it's in a jar, but it's caked full of black congealed oil. This car only missed one oil change. So it had done 30,000 kilometres and that has got clogged up by congealed oil, so it's being bypassed now by the engine and there is no filtration for this engine. It's just got dirty oil running around inside the oil galleries inside the engine. So no lubrication, very poor, engine's being damaged without a doubt, and that's only 30,000 kilometres. Just so you've got a comparison on that one, that's what a new filter actually looks like when it's new. It's nice and clean and it's a paper filter, and that's what happens. So change your engine oil, it's cheap insurance.